Yo, what's going on, you guys? And welcome back to the Anime Plus podcast. This is your podcast for everything anime and anime related. If this is your first time here, usually on Thursdays, what we do is we go over relevant news for this week. And it doesn't always have to be anime related, but for the most part, most of these articles are. And then some of them are like gaming or, entertainment news and whatnot. But yeah, that's what we do on today's pod. And again, if this is your first time here, I'm your boy Aray, and I'm with my co-host Owen. Own, say what's up.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's going on? Ready? I am ready for the news this week. Let's get right into it, bro.
Word. So last week, honestly, we had a very, very slow week. However, this week, it's starting to pop a little bit. We got a release date for Haikyu, the first film. So just to kind of give a little bit of a background picture, during COVID, we got an announcement that Haikyu was gonna end very soon. I believe they said that the new season, the final season, was in production. However, they kind of went back on their words and kind of changed it up a little bit. So they announced that they're going to do two films, and that's how they're going to end the rest of the chapters that they have. Obviously, that people are going to get pissed off because the seasons were good and they wanted to make films. It's just not the right vibe. It's kind of like how me and Owen were talking about in the last pod that we just did. How Attack on Titan doing the 1 hour specials to end the series isn't really the what we want as fans. So this is very, very similar. However, there's nothing we can really do to kind of go against that. But we finally got the date for the first movie, and that's coming out on February 16th of 2024. And that's going to be called, I believe it's called Haikyu, the movie, Decisive Battle at the Garbage Dump. So this is the first part, the first movie. But yeah, it's super hype. Oh, and I know you don't really watch Haikyu like that, but I'm sure you've heard of the hype of Haikyu, right?
I don't watch Haikyu, but I've known about Haikyu since for a very long time. And as of recent, I have been seeing this cover art everywhere of this orange kid. Um, can you give me some context about what's going on here, or like how what's happening?
Yeah, so not really trying to spoil anything like that of this series, but honestly, actually, fuck it, bro. Haikyuu's been on for a minute. So, quick spoiler. That basically it's about volleyball, blah blah blah. This kid right here is the main character. I don't know if it's called striker, if I'm just thinking too much of Blue Lock, but he's the guy that spikes the ball, right? Like he's one of the top like frontliners in volleyball, right? However, at like where they are in the story, they're in the nationals. You know what I mean? So that's like the final part when it comes to the competitive level in high school in Japan. So that's where they are. And obviously that's like the climax of the story, without going into too much detail. So obviously they're gonna get into like a very, I guess you can tell by the title, decisive battle. So it's two top teams nationwide, and they're kind of competing to win it all.
So is this a continuation of the series, or is this like
Yeah.
like a separate thing completely?
This movie is completely canon. So, kind of going back to what I was saying earlier, fans are pretty pissed off because usually you don't want to have canon movies. You know what I mean? Like, it's cool to have like movie spin-offs, like how Dragon Ball always has like, the Broly and whatnot, or how One Piece had its One Piece Red or One Piece Gold and whatnot. This is completely canon, similar to how Dr. Stone had that 1 hour special. That was like a movie. Same thing with Demon Slayer. Like I know they adapted that into episodes, but I don't think Haikyu is going down that route where they're gonna make episodes as well. It's just purely 100% straight up a canon movie. So I guess that's the direction they're going.
So there's like multiple reasons of why I don't like when they do this movie stuff. And I think Demon Slayer does it the worst in terms of, okay, obviously they get like, for them it's the best, right? For their revenue, it's the best because they get revenue from the actual movie, and then people still see the episodes.
Right.
But for me, it's like, bro, I don't. First of all, a lot of anime movies I don't watch because they're not canon, and then if they're canon and I have to rewatch them as episodes, that just kills the regular episode for me. It just like,
Mhm.
yo, if you're gonna make it, so the way I see it is, if you're going to make a movie out of the content, keep
Yeah.
it a movie and move on. Don't make it another episode, because that's like that's like getting fed the same food twice.
I
Like,
mean,
no.
I don't mind that just because if you want to watch it in movie form, you can, or if you want to watch it in like episodic form, you can. It just kind of annoys me because Haikyuu was so good and they just kind of forced it by making it a movie only. So that's my problem with it. Just because, bro, honestly, man, I prefer it in seasons. Like I prefer one or two cores, just get it over with. I don't know why they had to go and make a movie, two movies, in fact.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Where like, I would rather them not have any movies that are canon in general,
Yeah, yeah.
and it's that happened to me with Demon Slayer, where I'm not the biggest Demon Slayer fan, so and I started watching Demon Slayer later than when it came out and the hype built up. So when the train arc was there, I completely skipped the train arc because I didn't realize that like there was a movie for it. Right, I didn't
Right.
watch the movie for it, and I didn't watch the season because I thought like it's a movie. So I was like, okay, this is a movie, and I didn't know it was canon. The movie was canon. I thought it was just I thought it was like One Piece where the movies are not related to the story at all. So then when I started watching the third season, I was like, yo, what the fuck is going on? And then I had to rewatch the movie to get what was going on in the third season. So I was like, bro, I'd rather just watch seasons and episodes rather than go in like movies should not be canon. That's my take on it, and I agree completely with you. Where
Mhm.
like it kills the like. Okay, we know now. Okay, we know a lot about anime. We've been watching it for a long time, and we do cover news about it. So right now, like, it's not really gonna affect me at all. But I feel like for the casual anime watcher that just watches anime, doesn't really keep up with the news, watches series based on like, okay, I like Demon Slayer, I'm just gonna watch Demon Slayer. But I would never know when the movie's coming out or this or that. Any type of news regarding the anime. So I
Mhm.
think for the casual viewers, it kind of hurts them in a way where sometimes they don't watch it and then the whole thing gets killed.
Yeah.
But generally, obviously, we know that they're making mad bank off of it, so that's their reasoning, and I get their reasoning, but it kind of kills it. But yeah,
No, I agree 100%. I mean, at the end of the day, we're still getting the ending of a Haikyuu, and when I know you don't know how big of a series this is, like literally, bro, before Blue Lock, before I'm trying to think of some other prominent sports series that have come up, like Awashi and some of the other new ones. This has legitimately been the sports anime that's like the face of sports anime. Obviously, there's like classics like Ace of Dime and Hajime no Ippo, but this has just been the face of sports anime. So it's kind of I'd say it's definitely upsetting to a lot of sports anime fans for sure.
yeah. I mean, like, I don't even watch sports anime like that, but Haikyu is something that I've heard since since it came out. Probably, like, I've been hearing about Haikyu for a very very long time,
Mhm.
and because Blue Lock was so good, I really might give Haikyu a try. And this comes out on February 16th.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
So
Yep.
I have time. I have time to catch up to this one.
Yeah. And plus, there's going to be another film after that, so definitely have
Okay. Another film or another season?
another film. So there's two films that they're ending it
God
off.
damn. This is yo, I don't like this, bro. This whole AOT, Haikyu,
I'm telling
Demon
you, bro,
Slayer.
people are triggered, bro.
Bro, this is getting annoying. Like
Yeah.
this is an anime series. It's not Jurassic Park, where we're getting Jurassic Park 2, 3, or Transformers, we're getting 1, 2, 3.
I'm
Those
dead.
are those series are like those movies are movie series. But if you have an anime series and then you make it into a movie series, it's kind of whack and it's kind of weird. But yeah, I mean, I could go on forever about this rant, but just generally, I don't like when they add canon to movies.
Fair. Yeah. No, I agree 100%. But yeah, I guess we'll just see how it is and kind of go from there. But yeah, you ready to move on to the next one?
Yep.
All right, so we got some good and bad news for a lot of people regarding Dragon Ball. So basically, New York Comic Con 2023 is coming in, I think, less than a month, and Dragon Ball Super is supposed to have like a panel or some type of event over there. However, and they kind of announced that they're gonna be announcing something then, but apparently a couple of leakers got in and they announced an upcoming web anime series for Dragon Ball called Dragon Ball Magic. And before we get into like what people think about it, obviously Dragon Ball has had a lot of spin-offs and movies and a lot of different things because the series has been over for quite some time. So, Dragon Ball Super, the anime itself has stopped. So initially this had a lot of people hyped. But I guess the more and more we learned about it, the more and more I guess you could say angry Dragon Ball fans got about this. First of all, we got like the leakers, DBS Hype, and I guess Super Chronicles on Twitter or X, whatever the hell you want to call it. they started posting some reels and tweets about it, and we saw some pictures of like a younger Goku. And long story short, let me just quickly read what the leaks had to say about the plot. All right, here it is. According to the leak, the web anime will be focusing on a story that takes place before the end of Dragon Ball Z timeline. So again, Dragon Ball Z, and then there's some time before Dragon Ball Super, if I'm not wrong. Um, and then it goes on to say the story will see the Supreme Kai and Goku both turned into children by a demon. Thus, the duo will be going around the universe hunting down the demon to get their body back. Blah blah blah. Basically, this is very reminiscent of Dragon Ball GT. And I know you don't really follow Dragon Ball like that, but there was a spin-off non-canon sequel to Dragon Ball called Dragon Ball GT where Goku turns into a kid. So that series has had a lot of backlash. So you can kind of already see where I'm going here with it, right? Everyone's triggered for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I don't, these spin-offs, these like fake versions, these like version, like you said they made the GT version and now they have this version. I feel like this is all just bullshit and it's a money grab. And yes, they do make revenue off of it,
Mhm.
and that's their goal as a company. But like, again, anime fans don't like eating the same food twice, and I think this is what's happening again.
Yeah, no, 100%. If I had to add anything to this, it's just like as a fan, you want to see more of your series, but you don't want it to be something that's unoriginal or something that's not new, especially if it's something that kind of pissed you off the first time around. Obviously, Dragon Ball GT has had a lot of backlash, and to kind of bring back Dragon Ball, when again, most of the people were waiting for a Dragon Ball Super continuation. The manga's still been going on, but the anime has not been back. So for them to kind of hype it up and then give something that fans were pretty down on and negative on, honestly, that would piss off a lot of fans, and I can kind of see why. Obviously, these are just leaks; nothing's confirmed yet. We're gonna have to wait until New York Comic Con, which is again less than a month from now, to see the real announcement. But if it is Dragon Ball magic and what the plot that we've been given, I don't know, man. I feel like shit's gonna go down.
Damn. I mean, for me, it's like the way I see it is I compare this to like One Piece because One Piece is the only anime, that's you could say as old, in the same era as Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball was even older, probably, right? Dragon Ball was even older than One Piece.
Yeah, yeah. Dragon Ball is like way older. We're talking like before the 90s.
Holy shit, damn. Um, like me personally, right? I didn't watch Film Red, and I don't watch anything that's not One Piece canon.
Mhm.
So I get, like, for me, I wouldn't. For me, it's like, bro, I don't watch even if it's a show I love because One Piece is my most favorite anime ever. But if it's not canon, I don't pay it any mind because I'm like, yo, this is gonna be whack anyways because it's not part of the story that I fell in love with,
Mhm.
and it's just some made up bullshit with the characters that I do like. I don't know, anything that's non canon for me. I'm very very strict with this, but anything that's like non canon for me, just I don't really watch it and I don't really um give it like the time of day because I know that it's never going to be as good as the actual show. I
Mhm.
think, and obviously Dragon Ball would never do this because they're huge and they're famous. But I feel like once the show is ended, it's ended, bro. Like now, it's way too late. Unless you're gonna come up with like Naruto came out with Boruto, unless they do something like that that continues the storyline or there's an actual or they start a new story. I think that's the only thing that that should be done. I don't think making old version. Imagine like Naruto coming out again. This is like Naruto coming out again, and
Mhm.
him doing one more mission with like the Squad Six.
Yeah.
But it's like a bullshit mission because that's not part of the story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I personally, I don't like when they do stuff like that. Um, and I just literally don't give it any peace of my mind. And that's what I'm not a Dragon Ball Z fan, so I can't really give my opinion on this specific anime itself. But even if I wasn't a Dragon Ball Z fan, I probably would not watch the new thing. But that's just a personal preference of mine. I'm just a very strict and biased person on that matter. So yeah.
Yeah, we'll just have to see, man. Again, we don't really know if this is 100% confirmed, but yeah, we'll just have to see, bro. I'm looking forward to see the Dragon Ball fans' reactions to this, bro, because honestly, from what I've read on Twitter and from what I've seen, yo, people are triggered. But yeah, I guess
Yeah.
that's how it
Sheesh, bro. Yeah, people are about to be triggered.
goes.
But
But yeah,
all I know is One Piece on top. Let's
yeah.
get into the next one.
All right, yo. So going from a more negative stance, let's get into something more positive. We got some news that the Hollywood writer strike is either close to be over, if not officially over. So it's been 146 days, apparently, almost 5 months since this whole writer strike thing happened. Just to kind of recap, again, this is not something that I know like too much detail to, so honestly, bro. So I can't really tell you, but from what I know, the writers they were pretty pissed off that first of all they lost residuals to streaming. So kind of just break that down. When TV shows would air on TV, the writers and I believe the actors as well would get residuals, which is basically just money every single time like it would air on TV. Now that everything's on like a streaming platform, they wouldn't get the same amount of residuals. And obviously because of that, they weren't getting paid as much. And like they were already not making as much as it is. But if you're missing out on residuals, you're basically not making enough to live, especially with the high inflation, all that stuff. So that's the first thing. The second thing is they were kind of afraid of ChatGPT and ChatGPT taking over their jobs. So rightfully so, they had stuff to worry about. So obviously they went on this strike to kind of make sure that they still had a spot in this world when it comes to writing. And this has affected a lot of different things. Obviously, we haven't got a lot of movies since then. We haven't got a lot of original TV shows. And not just that though, but it kind of affects some of the TV shows that we watch. For example, if we're thinking about Stranger Things, we haven't had a new season because of this writer strike. And then it kind of reflects on, the age of the characters. So if they're in high school and it's been, at the time we didn't really know how long this was going to take. But either way, it's still been a while since they're able to film because the writing is not even done. So the character is going to look super old, and they're not supposed to be old when they're not even in high school yet. You know what I mean? So there's so much impacts from this, not only from the stories and movies not being out, but also to the acting. And yeah, it's just kind of a chain reaction. But yeah, long story short, I think we're finally over the hump. Shows are going to start to come back. I know I was reading an article earlier talking about like those like late night shows on.
Yeah.
Yeah, those will come back like pretty much soon, like literally within like the next week or so. But like series that actually have to have writing in it and then filming, that's going to take a while. So there's going to be a little bit of a delay there, but nonetheless, we're coming back, bro. So it's all good.
Damn, I didn't even know about the strike, to be honest. The
No
fact
way.
that's been going, yeah, I did not know about the strike. The fact that's been going on for 146 days, holy shit. So, what I'm getting from what you kind of summarize is that these guys aren't getting paid enough. They're
Yeah.
not getting any, like, so to make this easier for the audience, we could call residuals like commissions. So, they're not getting any type of commissions either.
Yeah.
Um, their base pay is very low. Damn, bro. I didn't know that there was. I honestly was not exposed to this side of Hollywood where
Mm-hmm.
um that it's this bad for the writers.
Mm-hmm.
Is there like I know you said Stranger Things is like a specific show that kind of felt the effects of this. Is there any other like notable shows that have been affected by
There's so
this?
many. I can't think of some off the top of my head, but if you think about any show, like literally any show on Netflix or Hulu, they've been going through this as well, just because again, the writers aren't there. I believe the actors are in on this as well. Obviously in the anime world, this doesn't really get like too much in effect because obviously anime is different and most of it is produced in Japan when this is like a pretty much exclusive to the US. But if you think about it, bro, has there been like a banger on TV recently? No, right?
Nah, you're right. You're right, bro. Like
Show you were talking to me about it. That's just not from America, right?
facts, facts.
And that's why.
But yeah, like I didn't even like I'm such an anime watcher that this didn't affect me at all. Like, I didn't even think about this. But when you were talking about Stranger Things, it's like, yeah, damn right. Stranger Things did not come out for a very, very long time. This is actually kind of crazy.
And that's why, bro. And the fact that like the writing is finally going to start to happen. Like they still have to film it, which is going to take a while. And to kind of I guess point this towards the anime side of things, the anime world, which we're going to be talking about One Piece live action here, but they apparently already have their scripts out, but they can't act because the actors are part of this as well. So they haven't been able to film because
Oh, like, oh, this is the thing that's stopping them
yeah.
from continuing. Damn. Yeah. So I heard about the news last week of One Piece. They have their scripts ready to go, but actors aren't getting paid as much
Yeah.
or thing. But I didn't. Oh, this is some whole big thing that a
This
lot
is
of people are getting affected by. Damn. I thought that was just like a One Piece issue where
nah.
like a one as in One Piece issue, as in like, okay, they haven't been paid yet because it was only the first season and they didn't know how the numbers were going to be, and now that they see the numbers are very bit like they did very well, the actors would be demanding more since it's doing like crazy numbers. But
Mhm.
yeah, damn, I didn't know it all stemmed from this. This is actually crazy. These guys, damn, they need so they need to get what they deserve, and that's just more pay, to be honest. I know obviously actors get paid decently, they get paid a good amount. They do a lot of the heavy lifting when it comes to the actual content you see. But writers are people that you don't know about. You don't I don't know any writers, any Hollywood writers, to be honest. They're
Mhm.
the people that aren't really into fame,
Yeah.
but they create the masterpieces that we all love to watch. So even though we don't know them, they still play a very big role in the content we like to consume. So I think they deserve they deserve whatever they're asking for, because we are literally seeing the effects of it now, and it's bad because if One Piece season 2, that means they should have been filming, and that means we should have been getting it. That means it's gonna be delayed like by a year or like by X amount of months because of this whole thing.
Yeah, exactly. Before we move on, let me just quickly read off some of the shows affected. There's like hundreds of them, so I'll just kind of read some of them off. It's in alphabetical order, so I'll just go through a couple. So 1923 season two, Abbott Elementary season three, AFI Lifetime Achievement Award show. So it looks like even like those type of things.
Yeah.
American Dad season 20, American Horror Story.
Damn, those are two good ones.
Yeah, Big Mouth final season.
Damn. Oh, Big Mouth, bro. I'm like, yo, we're damn, bro. These guys really took Big Mouth away from me like that. Big Mouth it's like a funny time killing show for me, but it was decently funny. I didn't know that. Damn, bro. That's why we haven't been getting shit. Okay, okay. This
There's
is
Blade Runner, Cobra Kai final season, um, some Emmy awards. That's crazy, bro. Even Emmy awards. Emily in Paris, Euphoria season three, Evil
damn.
season four, FBI Most Wanted, Family Guy season 22, uh, Good Trouble, Hacks, House of Dragons season two. So some
Oh, no way. I'm like, yo, when is House of Dragons coming out?
yeah,
Damn,
they
bro.
even got Jeopardy on this shit, bro. Late night talk shows. So I do know about that. I listened to the Ringer podcast network, and they do like a lot of sports shows and whatnot. And they have like I don't know if they're affiliated with, but one of the guys, Bill Simmons, like obviously the main guy, he used to work for Jimmy Fallon, and Jimmy Fallon is now part of a podcast. I believe it's called like Strike Force Five, and it's him and like four other talk show hosts, and they just all vibe out because of the strike. They have nothing to do. Uh, so yeah, that's just a couple. Power Book Three, is that Power? Or is that something different?
No, that might be different.
All right. The Ring of Power, Saturday Night Live, Severance season two, Stranger Things, obviously we talked about. The Last of Us season two. Oh, The Mandalorian. Yeah, dude. Honestly, bro, this is like a list of over 100, so I'm not gonna read every single one of them, but you get the gist, bro. It's a lot of shows, and
Yeah, it's a lot of shows, and it's a lot of prominent shows too. Like House of Dragons,
yeah,
that's basically Game of Thrones.
exactly.
Like holy shit, if they got that, Big Mouth is a huge one. American Dad, Family Guy, these are classics that we Emmy awards. Like these are classics that we've seen for years upon end, and the fact that they're not getting the recognition, like these guys are not getting the the income or whatever, basically the payment slash income that they need. It's kind of sad because
Yeah.
we've been getting such good content from them, but you don't realize that there's an evil side of Hollywood that no one really takes into, or not as many people take into account.
Yeah. All right, yo, let's get into the next one. By the way, we'll try to update you guys on what's going on here as this kind of progresses. But yeah, let's get into the next one. So we talked about Kagura Abachi in the last pod, how it only had one chapter and it's kind of blowing up. Now, apparently, this is one of the biggest debuts of all time. Now it has two chapters and it's number 5 for the hottest anime or hottest manga. So I figured we'd keep an eye on it, kind of show you guys how things go. But that's just a small little touch up on how Kagurabachi is doing. I believe at the time of the recording, it was like number 7, I believe, or number 6. So it's definitely still climbing up the ranks. And it's honestly fighting with some of the biggest names. I read it honestly, bro. It was pretty good. I can see the potential, but it's still too early to tell in my humble opinion. But yeah, Owen, I don't know if you have any comments before we move on here.
No, I don't have too many comments, but I will watch it. I will start reading this for sure. The fact that it got first on I mean top 10 on its first episode is
Yeah,
it's genuinely crazy. But then again, I have seen so many anime. This is a manga, but it's just a different medium. Um, but I've seen anime, do very well in the beginning and kind of just suck
that's
second season, or just suck after the first couple episodes, just horrible. And I'm not saying that Kagurabachi is going to be like that, but you cannot base a whole storyline and projection of the story off of one episode. So although it does have the biggest debut in anime history, in manga history, I still think that it's way too early to say something
yeah.
about it.
Honestly, bro, we can say without a doubt we're praying on his success, bro. Shonen Jump needs another banger, and I think this one has the potential. So shout out Kagurabachi for that.
Yeah, shout out Kagurabachi. Hopefully it is the next best thing. But
Mhm.
yeah, let's get into the next one.
All right, so I kind of noticed this while we were honestly while we are recording, and I figured I'd throw this in here as well. So Manga Plus, which is where most of us read our manga for free on, Shonen Jump. Like they have this app. If you haven't heard about it, Manga Plus, completely free. Obviously, there is some limitations where you can only read the chapter once, and then after that you can't read it again. Blah blah blah. Long story short, they have a recent thing where after every single chapter or all over the website, it says that they have a notice of a service renewal. As of right now, we don't know what's going to happen. It says they have exciting changes coming, blah blah blah, but again, we don't really know. And I saw somewhere that apparently on the app store they had like in-app purchases being built in, which is very kind of honestly it's very scary because this is a place that we can read chapters for free, and I would hate for that to go away because I'll be honest, bro, this is where I get my weekly One Piece and all my other weekly manga. And even when I'm binging on like Shonen Jump manga, I can literally read it here, which is just really convenient. So I don't know if that leak was true with the in-app purchases or not, but something's gonna happen. A change is going on. I don't know, man. It might be a change for the better, but yeah, I just figured I'd throw this one in there.
Damn, bro. They really that's what I suspected when you said, renewal of service.
Mhm.
I was expecting them to start charging,
Yeah,
even if it's a little fee. They might just do like their free the free subscription that they had before
yeah.
might just be like a $5
Well, they,
subscription.
they have another thing on like it's called the like Shonen Jump app, and you can I believe it's like $2 a month. You can have unlimited access. So it's like, why would they do this if it's already
Oh,
free?
okay.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, that makes no sense because everyone would obviously use the Shonen Jump app. Like, why would you not go to the
Yeah,
actual, the legitimate source of it and just pay $2, then pay like another fee here
yeah.
to not to maybe run into issues later. But damn, $2 a month is not bad. I
Yeah.
honestly, yeah, it's not bad.
Not bad at all. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, let's get into some of the other ones. We're just kind of breeze through these because to be honest, these ones aren't as important as some of the other ones. But We got a season 3 announcement for the Duke of Death and His Maid, and that's coming out in 2024. I haven't read this one, but I know it's super popular and a lot of people do like it. So I figure I'll throw this one in here.
Yeah, I mean, I have no real comments about this. I do not know. I don't do not read this. I do not know about it. I've
Mhm.
never heard of it. So I have no comment on how good it's gonna be, but for everyone that's been, watching out for the Duke of Death, this is about to be crazy.
Facts. All right, so another small little announcement. And we covered this on in like I think it was like maybe it was last season where Bungo Stray Dogs season 5 came out. Apparently this one ended with a to be continued. So it looks like it's kind of an announcement for season 6, which obviously we like they haven't really officially announced it yet, but small little teaser, they do this for like My Hero at the end of the season. It's always like to be continued. So definitely good news for you Bungo Stray Dogs fans out there. So season 6 is probably confirmed, but not yet.
Damn, this is the series that we said we were both gonna watch.
Yeah. So we
Have
have
you watched it at all? Any of
the
it?
seasons are piling up, bro. There's no chance of a watch it.
Bro, they are piling up mad quick. I remember when we first started the pod,
Season
and
4, bro.
yeah, right. It was like season 4.
Yeah.
Like, bro, this is going on mad quick.
Yeah.
But hopefully in the future we do get time for Bongo Stray Dogs. It's always looked like a cool anime to me, and if they're consistently coming out with new content, they're obviously doing really well. So it's definitely a good anime.
Yeah. All right, let's get into the next one. Yo, so real talk, this is probably, in my opinion, one of the saddest news here. So the Zom 100 anime is going on indefinite hiatus. This is something that we've been covering throughout the last few weeks of the summer, where episode after episode was either getting delayed by a day, 2 days, a week, and whatnot. But they finally got to a point where they just started to indefinite hiatus it for good. We don't know when it's coming back. I believe to date there's 9 or 10 episodes left, and there's only supposed to be 13 or even 12, it looks like. So yeah, those 3 episodes that have not been dropped are not going to drop anytime soon, as far as we know, which really sucks because I don't know about you, but I think I had this as my top 2 anime for the season. And as a brand new anime, this is definitely my favorite anime, and it's really good. I've been talking to some of the people in the Discord. They've been reading the manga, say it only gets better. It's such a fun and unique anime. The animation's amazing. So this one stings, bro. Indefinite hiatus for a successful and fun, entertaining anime. That's just brutal.
Yeah, I mean, we started watching this. This was the one. This was kind of our low key underrated pick for the season. We started watching it, and it was a banger since the beginning. Um, Damn, we only got like 4 to 5 episodes, and all of them were pretty good, and they were building up for a really really good story. I'm definitely just sad that this is like we may never get this again. Do we know why? Is it because like the author is sick or
It's production issues.
production issues?
So
So
like the manga's still good. The manga's good to go. It's the anime itself.
damn, okay. So sheesh. This is very bad for the anime only watchers, aka me, but um I do want to see them. Okay, I'm gonna try to taking some good aspects from this. Since the manga is still going, I do have hope that this is gonna continue on, but I do hope they fix these production issues as soon as possible, and we can get back to it. Even if they have to delay it by a couple months, I'm willing to wait. But I hope they don't drop the series as a whole.
Yeah, I was just looking up right now. The animation studio is Bug Films, and I believe this might be their only title. Or I don't know, I couldn't really find any other titles underneath them. It says that they did Komi Can't Communicate, but I don't really see anything else. So this might be their first anime.
Yeah, I mean, a bigger anime studio might want to take this in because it has definitely done some pretty good numbers.
Yeah, for sure. All right, yo,
Yeah.
I
Yep.
think that's gonna be it for this episode, right?
I mean, that covers most of pretty much all the news. Is there anything you want to add?
No, that's it really. Thank you guys for listening. And we really do appreciate you guys for listening. Make sure you guys join the Discord. And with that being said, we'll catch you guys in the next episode. Peace.
Peace.